Yeah, go live and then hit the thing. I'm about to post on the IG too right now. What up, family? What up? What up? Remember share the live with your first five. I'm trying to look. I'm running behind. So I'm trying to get everything together. Wait for my co-host to come in. Did you get on that side? Shalon's helping me in the background to get on YouTube too, because we're trying to make sure every show is on YouTube. All right, babe. I see you. You close the door. Yeah, today's topic: why are close dynamics so hard? Why are close dynamics so hard? Right, because I think people need to understand the challenges of actually coming into those type of relationships. They are challenging. In so many different ways. My apologies. I'm still trying to post it on IG too. Make sure you share your live with your first five. My co-host, the wonderful Shay. Yo, make sure y'all share. I'm doing the post right now. I'm just behind. How you doing this lovely evening? Shit. How you doing this lovely evening? My bad. I was running behind. I was trying to get everything together. I was trying to do the YouTube thing, get that on there. I'm still trying to post to bring more people on. And I just talked to Bruce. I sent them a request because the family we got on tonight, they've actually been doing they've been in their poly structure for a couple of years now. They're one of the reasons that you hear about equity and equality so much. Because when I had him on my show last time, he broke down how he brings into those relationships, not treating them equal, but having the equality in each relationship. So he is one of the reasons you hear it so much. So I had to definitely bring them on. But how are you doing this lovely evening? And if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the lovely people that are in the room at the moment.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shay. I am a sex educator. I also do real estate, and I am one half, one part, one piece of the puzzle of You Probably Should Know and the panel E&M. I got to plug the panel. I do, and I always will. Let me tell y'all, I'm saying it. If you don't agree, go fight your mama. But I'm part of the E&M, and we are you women. Look, it is what it is, okay? Some of the beautiful women in the community. So if y'all don't already, make sure y'all follow the panel E&M. You can find it. Is it in your bio? Is it in your bio?
Yeah, it's the website is in my bio. The website is also available on it's in the bio. It's in You Probably Should Know bio. I think the majority of the bios that I have on here, you can actually tap in and make sure you keep up with all the events. Make sure y'all tap in with Polypalooza. You know, Polypalooza is yes, we are. Talk that shit, sis. There are some beautiful women are part of the panel, so make sure y'all tap in and join us for Polypalooza in May. You know what I mean? Need more information, go to polypalooza.com and you get all the information there. But yes, let's talk about the tech. And anybody that got a question, right? Because we always get shit in the DMs about, yo, I'm having these challenges in my dynamic, or I'm having these challenges where we're trying to bring in another party. Sometimes the people are connecting. This is what this space is for today. The challenges within the relationship. You know, I know myself, we have our challenges. You see a lot of the popular dynamics, they come to an ending. You have the trifecta troops, the trifecta love. You have a perfect triangle. You have Polly Patterson. We all Date Squad recently, you know what I mean? We have challenges in these close dynamics, and I think we don't really talk about them. And that's why people venture on into open relationships. Because to me, I think when we be polyfidelity, it's almost mirroring monogamy. You're coming into an open situation, mirroring a situation you just left that's kind of limiting yourself to open it to limit yourself. So it's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? Are there any things or any concerns as someone being poly-explorative that you have coming into this situation?
Yeah, I do. And I think it's what you said, right? Like if I'm going from a monogamous space or a monogamous mindset in relationships, and now I'm stepping into the poly world and I end up with someone or in a dynamic where now they're telling me, oh, and by the way, you can't date anyone else. Like it would make me feel like I'm limited, and it would make me feel like, well, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing here? Am I committing myself to monogamy with multiple people? Because that's what it sounds like at that point.
Yeah, basically.
It's kind of scary. I'm a little weary. I'm a little iffy. Somebody take my mind or educate me, let me say. If someone thinks they can educate me on how to make a close dynamic work, y'all can like leave comments or drop it in the question little section down there, because I'm curious how do people make close dynamics work?
it's one of the biggest challenges, and that's why people turn around and we see so much failure, or so many things that people giving up so instantly, because we don't know how to work this, right? And then I think one of the challenges instantly coming into these type of structures is the couple have history. So the person coming in has to kind of compare towards that history of, if it doesn't work out, regardless, we will do away with you. If there's veto power, because this is where your veto power comes in, we can do away with you and then move forward with another partner. Someone, I mean, it's facts. You got to protect your relationship with them. I mean, right? Kind of at the end of the day, or is that the mindset is that a wrong mindset at the end of the day? Yo, what's up, brother? What's up, son?
Okay, so people really do veto, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't say all. I wouldn't say all. I wouldn't say a lot. But when we're coming into a situation, like if me and Shalon, and this is not what we did, but if me and Shalon come into the relationship looking for someone to bring into our relationship, the understanding we're going to have, we don't know what that journey is going to look like, but instantly we're going to protect our marriage. We're going to protect that situation. Now, me connecting with, say, I bring you with, we're vetting, we're doing everything, and we're meeting each other. And I like you, but me and you are connecting on a level that you and her are not connecting. She's gonna feel some way, and then instantly, now even though you might not be doing it intentionally, you're still causing an issue and friction within our marriage. And we came into this understanding our marriage comes first. So regardless of our connection, now this is where it comes to a standpoint. Either we push through and work through it together to figure out what our flow is gonna be, but most people go to the left side. 86 her, because they're gonna be another one that we come across. And this is facts. Yo, put it in the comments if you ever experienced it. Y'all gotta remember, Shay is still new to this. Shay is gaining the experience. She's being poly-explorative. But yo, if y'all ever experienced that or see somebody do that, please put it in the comments. But yeah, it's.
So okay, so this is my thing, and somebody in the comments correct me and chime in, but at what point do y'all consider the person who's coming into the situation, like, are they disposable at that point? And if that's the case, then really say that, like, you're leading with love, right? Because if this is your love style, then you should have enough care in the relationship, right? For the person that's coming in, like, they putting themselves on the line too. Yes, protect the relationship that was there first, but at the same time, how fair is it for someone to come into it like, I'm open to both of y'all, I'm here with an open heart, maybe I'm connecting with one person more than the other, and now I have to lose? Like, I have to lose now because me and one person is not connecting as much? Like, I don't think that's fair.
I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. But these are the situations that you come across when we're coming to close dynamics, because we have the mindset. And again, I have nothing against couples, but couples instantly have that mindset that, hey, we are one. We have a union. We are married. We are one together. When we go into a situation, open our relationship, they tend to forget when you're opening your relationship, you're opening it to begin something different. It's not going to look the same. It's not going to be the same. But they go with the idea in there saying, with this one individual, we're going to instantly both connect. And that, and nothing against any couples, but some couples are sitting there and they're strategically planning, okay, well, you know what, maybe you go on the date first, and then you feel how that feels. I go on the date, and if I connect too much for her, guess what? You get the next 2 dates, so you could gain and grow that connection a little bit more, and then we can see where we all flow from there.
Is that what you
this is
yeah. So wait, okay, so this is another thing. So look, where does the say-so come in for the person that is coming into the relationship? Do they not have a say-so on how their time is being divided between the couples? It is like this. It seems very difficult. Like, I don't know. Right now, I'm not convinced to do a close triad, you guys.
I knew you was gonna say it. No, but there's still some positivity behind this. Now, mind you, because that's why I'm talking about the negative right now before I bring the Taylor family on, because there's a lot of negativity coming into the situation, but there's still some light at this tunnel. At the end of this tunnel, there is, and that's why I'm bringing the Taylor family on. I like what Natasha said. You can't go into in a poly relationship with a monogamous mindset. Also, Saba Lift I love what she said too. Oh, where'd it go? I hope I did not lose it. Yeah, this right here. It's all risk on all sides. you know, it's a risk on all sides. It is at the end of the day, because you don't know what you're doing, what you're getting yourself into in any type of situation. The person coming in, they got to really learn two different individuals and then really see how that connection goes. You know what I mean? Oh, Rob, like Shay's face. Nah, brother, we gonna see how she is at the end of this after she talked to Bruce, because Bruce is gonna shed some light on this. He has a very successful close dynamic.
But
no, it's the risk. So I get it, right? And then when we put that there, right? 3 people, let's go with the triad. It's an odd number, you know, so someone always instantly feels left out. Someone, if you don't catch the right flow and have the same understanding, because sometimes some people don't. So it's like, okay, then do we come back to these, to renegotiate our relationship? How are things going to be? How are things going to flow? Do we turn around and do we bring somebody else in? Do we open it up? And that causes tension. So it's like the challenges there is just really a lot, especially when you're coming into a situation brand new that you're not familiar with. Who's familiar besides an infidelity situation? Still, that's different. And besides, like who's used to, or a player who's really used to dating multiple healthy in a healthy way individuals, multiple individuals in a healthy way. Look, in polyfidelity. Okay, let me say it correctly, man, because I knew he was gonna say that because it's solo poly. But you know, but that's why people go solo poly.
Even in my monogamous dating, I've dated multiple people in a healthy way. I've dated men, you know, and it is what it is. I'm dating. I'm always honest and open, so it was never like a bad thing. But again, we were not in a closed anything. I was very much open to dating whoever I wanted to date. And that's the part that does make me feel like, because I'm still so new to the community, do I get an opportunity to explore? Like, are we saying that if I am hitting it off with a couple and things are good, are they willing to be open to me being new? Are they open to me still exploring what poly looks like for me? If I'm poly explorative, and I'm not saying I'm solo poly, but maybe I might decide that that's what's for me. Do I get that room? Do I get that grace to grow in the relationship in the same way that a lot of people get to grow in their relationships? You know, I don't want to come into it where it's like, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. And it's like, okay, can I just, you know, can we find my flow? Like,
definitely, you're gonna have to have that clarity with each other at the beginning. But even at that, you know, we could sit there and say one thing at the beginning, but you never know what the overall goal is with anybody in the relationship. We started as a triad, then we converted into a V. I wouldn't say we're in the process of anything right now. It's just you never know when you have to really renegotiate your whole situation. The challenges that come, you never know. You can't really write that story until you're in that place. But if you would come to, I have to use myself as an example, and I come to me and sit there and say, yo, I want to stay open on my side. I still want to explore certain things. I still want to be there. I have to look at where I stand and what I see for my future. Is this what I want as a family man? Is this what, because whatever you're going to do on your outsource, I have to put those boundaries into place. I would hate to say rules, because rules shouldn't be in a relationship with a natural flow, but still to protect any type of situation, you're going to have to deal with all those type of things. Are you going to be willing to deal with it too?
Okay.
Somebody, oh, God is. Yo, shout out to a sis. How do people not fall into a diving board effect with where each partner is chasing the other? Ooh, that's a good question. Sounds like adding one more so no one feels left out or anything. That is an issue. I know the answer to that, but I'm gonna leave that pin right there because I gotta let Bruce touch on that too. I don't know how do you think that would work from a person coming in? I know we talked about a little bit of a couple of situations.
Like somebody's always chasing someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Is that necessarily a bad thing? In my perspective, right? Y'all hear me out. I mean, who doesn't like a little bit of a chase, right? Like,
I get what you're saying.
Right? Like, okay. And I'm open enough that, like, if I'm coming into a situation where I know time is going to have to be shared, I'm not looking for me to be the end all be all. I'm not looking, but I'm also not looking to be neglected either. So there is conversations that'll need to be had around what that looks like balance wise. Because I don't want to constantly be doing the chasing and I can't catch up with you because, you know, you're so committed to this relationship that I don't even, it's almost like I'm not getting a fair shot, you know, but, you know, I'm a little chasing, I'm chasing a little bit. That's cute.
Me, I think with chasing, because you could chase somebody, a woman's mind, chase me, baby. Facts. Me, you know, everybody loves to be chased. But, you know, no one wants to feel empty, you know, at the end of the day, or that they're chasing something that, you know, it's not going to be catchable at the end of the day. You have to do something with me. We have to really reciprocate everything that we're doing amongst each other. With 3 individuals, that is very, you got to be crafty. I'm just going to say it like that. You kind of have to be crafty at the end of the day to really find your flow with each partner, because even though it's a multiple relationship, each relationship is its own individual relationship. And to fulfill them, you got to make sure you understand your partner, you're maneuvering with your partner's needs and answering everything for them to understand where you guys really stand at the end of the day. I support the chase them in their own type of way. Women love to be chased. They really love to be appreciated. They really love to be loved at the end of the day. But it's really at the end of the day, when you're doing this with this one, make sure you don't neglect the other. That's going to be the trick behind everything. So find this natural flow for you to make sure you're fulfilling each individual relationship. Because it's hard out here. I'm not going to sit there and lie, because someone's going to always feel empty. And then that's where the comparing comes. The comparing, the competing, and it could become a headache. But yo, with that being said,
really quick. Natasha says, it's a tricky situation being a single person coming into an established relationship. I'm only open to it if they're poly vets. I want to speak on being a vet and a rookie. I'm going to say I agree. Like, I would rather be with an established couple if I'm going to be with a couple. The newness of people, if they new together and then they're new to it's just, I know what I want, so I'm pretty confident in that. I'm pretty secure in that. So I don't know about dealing with people new to certain things. That might not be. I don't care.
To me, I'll give the vets. Their props. You know what I mean? I still wouldn't even consider myself a vet. I'm a student of this. I'm still a student. There's like really no mastering this shit. But those that are very aware of what they want and how they see things for themselves, I would say, yeah, I recommend that all the way through. You know what I mean? I recommend that to do it that way, but don't take away nothing from the newbie, because a newbie also as well can come in with an understanding for themselves. I'm very big on, if you understand what you want for yourself, knowing what you see for yourself in love, relationship, family. In a polyandrous setup, those husbands and wives, they're monogamous to that individual who has multiple partners. So they have a better understanding of poly than the damn poly person. So it just really all depends on that individual at the end of the day. But I know I've been talking, I've been yapping. I got so many questions for this beautiful family. I gotta hey yo, I don't know which one you want me to send, Bruce. Send me the camera thing. You know what I mean? And if anybody wants to add value to the conversation, join the live. Join the put the questions in the question box down at the bottom. And if you want to join the live, I know IG switched it up. So you got to hit the plus sign, and then the camera's right there at the bottom. So everything's on your little tab. But yeah, I got to look for him. I don't even know where he at. Oh, there you go, right there. There you go. And I'm bringing on this family because they've been doing this for years. They're not new to this. They're true to this. So I want to, what up, family?
Yo, peace was good.
Yo, trying to get everybody in the camera. You know we got questions. Sir.
Hold on, let me turn you up. For some reason you went low. All right.
Damn.
Can you see everybody?
Yeah. I can see everybody. I kind of like see two faces. You know, like with y'all. You got some broad shoulders there, brother. Nah, but definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to join us. For those that don't know about you guys want to kind of give an introduction to and give everybody's name?
I'm Kiana. I'm the first wife. I'm Jasmine. I'm the second wife.
And I'm Bruce, Coach Bruce Taylor. I'm the guy that has multiple wives. Okay, so before the comments start rising, why they say first and second? It's just to let people know who they are. That's it.
To establish.
It's all love in here. It's all love in here. It's all love. But with that being, how long have y'all been together?
Me and Kiana, we actually had our 24th anniversary yesterday, but we've been married for 21.
It's going on 20 years.
It's going on 20 years this year. Me and Jasmine, we've been married for 4 years, going on 5 years this year.
Oh, see, that's wonderful right there. Do you think? What'd you say, Shay?
Happy anniversary.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
happy anniversary. My bad. My apologies, brother. I probably even told you. But definitely. So, the question that other night is, why are close dynamics so hard? You guys have successfully found a way to actually make it work, and you guys have been doing it for so many years. They even have a whole family behind this situation. What are some challenges of? I want to sit there and say, well, I'm going to ask Jasmine, coming into this situation, did you ever feel any type of way coming into the relationship or did they ever make you feel like an outsider at the beginning?
Yeah and no. I'm going to be transparent. Yeah. Because it was a big adjustment for everybody. They did have like a previous relationship that was supposed to be in poly, but it wasn't like how it is now where he had everyone in the house together. It was more so the other lady was over there and Kiana was over here. So it was a little different because now we're coming and we're trying to, mash everybody. We got a house full of kids. I came in with a newborn. Actually, when I started talking to them, I was actually pregnant. And then I had our child, and newborn. Then I had 2 little ones, so the house was chaos. Their kids are older, so it's not the same. So we had to work at it. Me and Bruce had to work at a lot of things, especially with that age difference. It was a lot. He had to work through something. I had to work through stuff. Me and Kiana, it was more so we had to be able to trust each other. Like, relationship wise, we were good over the phone. We talked all the time. We talked more than me and Bruce did. But it was just something that we had to learn and come together. Yes, it's going to be hard, but you have to be willing to fight and understand your place. What is you there for? What is your purpose?
Yeah, I definitely treated her like an outsider, and not intentionally. It's just because, when you are used to something, when you're used to something and you bringing someone in, it's really hard to adjust because I have to worry about her feelings. You see what I'm saying? So the hardest part is the juggling part at the beginning. It was very hard. And it's still hard because people don't understand. It's like, I heard the term vet. I don't classify ourselves as vets. I'm always a student. But at the end of the day, if I have 2 and I got one coming in or another one coming in, it's always going to be an adjustment. And so everything is never going to be the same. Everything is different. You see what I'm saying? And so at the beginning, she kind of felt, like, why you don't really kiss me as much in front of the kids or whatever like that. And I didn't really notice it, and then I had to realize it was like, damn, like I do that, because I have to worry about her feelings, and this was all at the beginning. This is establishment coming in. It was rough. It was really rough.
Yeah.
It's rough, man. This stuff worked, man.
Right. Yeah. Me and was good. We're 5 years going, we're good. Like, this type of lifestyle, this ain't nothing that you could just jump in and be like, this is a monogamy relationship. No, this is not that. You can't think of it as it's just a you and me. It's a you, me, and the family. Like, that's what it is. Well, depending on some people's dynamic, I don't know. But for ours, it's family. 9 times out of 10, our conversation is family, and then that 1% is me and you, or, so it's just something that you have to work on. And, where we at now, we're working on it. Our marriage is good.
I definitely agree because y'all do have a great little mix with each other, nice little flow. Even though we're gonna talk about you going off last time, but we'll get to that eventually. And I think that's very important of creating that space and connecting with each individual, especially coming in. Bruce, you just said right now something interesting though I wanted to touch on because I've experienced it myself too. when everybody's coming together, it is hard because you start feeling for your spouse.
Yeah, man.
You know, like, and through that process, what was your mind at? Because I know me, and I have a bad habit. It took a minute, right? And it was crazy, because I would jump, even though we all knew we were together. Shalon could be in the room and I'll be laid up with Chantel. And I swear to God, like at the beginning, Shalon could come into the living room where we're at, and I'm instantly like, oh shit, nah, I was doing that. What the fuck was I doing? Why was I doing that? I don't even, and then, Shalon's like, I know what was going on, but still in my mind, the process was, this is different. Like, what kind of things were you dealing with, and how did you figure your way out of that to keep the balance within the home and make everybody feel equal?
Well, the hardest thing for me is I'm a diehard empath. Like, and so I can feel you in another state. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so it was really challenging because you got to think what Jasmine kind of hit on. Me and Kiana had a failed relationship with someone else because they didn't really want poly. They was just really trying to take over. That's why we kind of do the things that we do now, but that's neither here nor there right now. But so we were coming off something that Kiana kind of felt, so I was overprotective, oversensitive of how she felt. You see what I'm saying? And so like when we brought Jasmine in, it was more like Kiana may feel something, or we kissed and then I'm like, are you okay? Especially when Jasmine got pregnant, you know what I mean? Like, whew, that was really something, you know what I mean? And it wasn't that Kiana was tripping or anything, but I understand the situation and I understand the circumstances. So I'm like, I overcompensate sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so I think the thing is just what really saves us is that we have family meetings all the time. Something's going on. Hey, let's call the meeting. There's jealousy. There's, hey, I can even get in my feelings. I'm a Cancer, so I'm ruled by the moon. So I can be completely emotional. You see what I'm saying? And let's have a meeting. Let's talk about this. What's going on? And so it's all about transparency. And I always teach that, with all of us, it's like we have to connect with our feelings and we have to really understand what it is that we're feeling and be able to communicate that. Because if you don't, it's going to fail because, one thing that we don't have time for is passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness will destroy your relationship because, I can say everything's cool, but then it's really not. And then over time, everything accumulate. And then I just lash out and I'm ready to leave or whatever the case, because I never dealt with it when it was small. Small foxes destroy vines. You see what I'm saying? And so if you don't deal with things when it's small, like our ancient wisdom says, it's like a spark in the forest. So you take a match and you light it in the forest, it might be small, but eventually if it's left undone, it becomes chaotic and it's hard to contain. You see what I'm saying? And so we deal with things even at the smallest glimpse of something. We are on it. Like, hey, let's talk about it, So I think with that, then, affirming Kiana and she's telling me everything's all right and building up that trust and all that. With Jasmine, same thing, and just talking. And then that's how we built it. Just really just communicating and really understanding each other's perspective and point of view.
Facts.
Okay, so I'm new to. Hi, I'm Shay. Nice to meet y'all.
What's up, Shay?
Hi. So I have a question for Jasmine, and thank y'all for getting deep. Y'all got deep quick. I'm like, I need to rewind really quick. So quick. So Jasmine, were you monogamous before them two, and do you and Kiana have an intimate or a romantic relationship?
I could say I was monogamous before. I kind of somewhat experienced polygamy, but I'm not gonna acknowledge that. But yes, I was strictly monogamous. Dated somebody I went to high school with for years, and then met them. And no, me and Kiana are not intimate. Like, it's strictly, that's my sister. I beat a bitch up for her. That's it.
Okay. Kiana, was it hard, right, adjusting to everything? With that transition, being the wife, and then bringing somebody else into your relationship. How was that for you?
It was challenging to adjust to her coming in and us mashing everything together. I would say that I had the hardest time trying to share my space. I'll be in the kitchen and that's just how I am. I'm the one that cooks or whatever. And she'll come in there and she'd be like, can I help? And I'm like, no.
Kiana was a big I'm just gonna be real with y'all. She was a bitch. Yeah.
But it wasn't on purpose. It's just I had to learn how to accept her and, you know, share the wealth, basically. But it was very challenging. And even like you know, with the kids, I'm cool with the kids, but it was an adjustment even with them trying to integrate them to like say like those are my kids. Like that was challenging too. But it's like now they're my babies, you know, and I don't care nothing about nobody else saying nothing about them, my babies too, you know. But it was very challenging. It was.
So do you think that your guys' relationship do you guys think that the relationship works better because you guys are sister wives rather than being intimate with one another?
I don't really think that has anything to do with it. I think the love that we have for each other, I think that's what really is our foundation, the love.
I was gonna say I ain't eating no coochie. Nah,
Ain't no coochie?
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm too dominated to want to be in a relationship. Like I'm too high sensitive. I'm the baby. I like attention. So I can't be with a woman because I'm gonna be like, oh, what? And then not in this type of dynamic either, because I don't think it'll work because it's gonna cause conflict in me and his relationship and then hers. Then
Definitely.
it's gonna be like World War III. So no.
Yeah, I just don't think that it's needed.
Right, but I'm not gonna disregard nobody who else is doing that. But this dynamic, we're on family. That's it.
I respect it.
With this dynamic, you're part of the family. Like we're gonna be your sisters. And yes, bonus is you get our man. So yeah.
Right.
How important, Bruce? I'm gonna ask you this question. How important is the relationship of your wives? That you know, would you say that that's the most important relationship that needs to have its balance more than yours individually with them?
Yeah. If the relationship with the women don't work out, then it's not gonna work out. Period. I don't care.
Right.
That's the main foundation for me, because at the end of the day, I have to go. I'm doing stuff. And so if they're not able to be in one roof and be able to love each other and honor and respect one another, then there's no point of it. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not a babysitter. You know what I mean? We're all adults here. And at the end of the day, if they can't get along, then there's no point. You know, because I think a man and a woman is kind of naturally gonna you know, get along with each other. But it's the women, you know, because, you know, they have to be retaught and, you know, like sometimes they're territorial or, you know, dominant or whatever. So they have to learn how to really share each other's space and really honor and respect one another. So yeah, I'm huge on that. That's number one for me.
Someone asked a question, said, help the queens watching understanding why you chose your king, please. Help the queens watching understand why you chose. I guess whoever wants to take that, Kiana or Jasmine, why did y'all choose Bruce, you know, to do this with?
I mean, for me, we've been together for many years, so he's who I was gonna be with anyway. So this is what we was gonna do. This is just what we was gonna do, and I just had to adjust to that shit. I'm sorry.
Look, we can't be talking like we talk before. Y'all be wild right now. No, definitely. That's a beautiful thing. I think the one thing I always hear people say, right? I heard this statement was I'm gonna choose to do anything. I'm gonna choose to do to the person I'm in love with. You know, this person that I trust. You know, life is a journey. At the end of the day, it's a journey. And I can look at this individual right next to me and say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to take this chance with you. Fuck it. Because either way, I can still walk away from it, or we don't have, if it leaves a bad taste, we know we'll handle it when we cross that bridge. But if I could trust you enough and I love you enough, why not?
Right.
You know, so it's just facts at the end of the day. What challenges, like in communication, have you guys ever had? Has there been like a flow? Like if there's an argument with one, does it kind of go over to your other relationship, or do you kind of keep everything just y'all's issue? You handle that.
Oh hell yeah! There's arguments that flow into me and Jasmine. Like we was just talking about some stuff today. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, but we're still learning each other. Me and Kiana, we've been together over 20 plus years. We're still learning each other. And so at the end of the day, there's going to be like, we're so close. So it's like, I have the ability to transition, but at the same time, I can be snappy. You see what I'm saying? Like I can get into it with Kiana, transition, and then Jasmine say something, and I'm hypersensitive, and I'm like, "What you say?" You see what I'm saying, or something like that, you know, and vice versa. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's just really recognizing and understanding that we all do have separate relationships. That preaches real good, but we're all together, and so things is going to spill into each other. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm very big on communicating and talking things out, and also recognizing that if Kiana says something like, "Hey, you know, why was you snapping or something?" I have to quickly see that and be like, "Yo, my apologies." You know what I mean? Or whatever the case may be, because things do happen. We're human. You see what I'm saying? We have to allow each other to be human. We have to allow to have a space and an environment for people to make mistakes. I mean, that's what it is. That's how we learn.
I just think it spills over because we're in a close net. We're in the same house. If we was in two different locations, we probably wouldn't even know each other's problems. But because we're so close and we're in the same house, yeah. But even if we was in a different house, Kiana is still gonna be like, I'm like, girl, yes, he done got on my nerve. Who else I'm gonna talk to? Like, this is my friend, this is my best friend, this is my sister. Like, I can't talk to nobody personally about personal things outside of this house like that.
Thanks. It's beautiful to have that access, because even if y'all were in two different houses, Chantel, you know, she comes and goes, right? And regardless, if me and Chantel get into it, I don't try to bring nothing up anymore. I'm like, yo, I'm not even gonna say nothing, but I'll mention something slightly later to Shalon, and she'll be like, "Well, did you do that? What was said when it was asked by her? How do you even know that? How do you know what they be talking? But y'all over here throwing me a buzz behind my back. Yeah, texting. Well, I heard that y'all were gonna talk about this. How do you know? How do you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I love it though. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, when I look for someone and I love their relationship, because you know, I want that for them. I want them to be able to express themselves and be able to talk and to be able to, you know, shoot the shit. If I drop the ball somewhere and they're talking or whatever, it's no backbite or anything, but it's just for clarification purposes. Some things that Kiana, you know, Jasmine will try to figure out, like, hey, you know, if Bruce did, you know, blah, 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 or what do you do with, you know, and ask pointers and stuff like that. If you know, for some reason they can't talk to me, and that's cool. I welcome that, you know, but yeah, they be talking behind our backs, man. Of course.
Yeah. But I love that. And that's why I asked you that question, right? Because I think it's very important that people understand it's really the each relationship is as important as the next. You know, not to take away that the man's relationship with both the spouses isn't as important, but the flow to have the balance within the household is going to be theirs. You know, and so I know you talked about. I'm gonna let you ask a few questions because I need you to come from the perspective of your point.
Yeah, some questions. So, why did you guys choose a closed dynamic, and would you guys be open to a third wife?
Well, I would take that for instance. Me, yeah, we're a closed dynamic. The reason why we're closed is because we don't entertain no one outside the house. Yes, we're entertaining someone else now. Yes, could be. You see what I'm saying? And so we do entertain. You see what I'm saying? But the reason why we say we're closed is due to the fact that I don't go outside this house and talk to other people outside of this, you know, unless if they know about it and there's a potential that we're bringing in. Yeah.
So you guys are open to adding another wife in?
Of course.
Okay. Hey now. And how do it work? So like, no, don't be doing like
the hey now got me. The hey now.
Leave me alone.
My apologies.
So Jasmine and Kiana, how do y'all feel about that? Right? Like, obviously y'all have had like some years together. How do y'all handle someone that's new that's coming in? Like, are y'all, you know, talking to him, supporting him through it? Or y'all like, we let him build that relationship and we trust him, and then when she comes, we kind of gather?
It's kind of both. We're aware of, you know, who's coming in and stuff like that, but you know, we do make steps of provision to actually communicate with the potential. So we're not like leaving her out or anything like that. So we're making sure, like, you know, she's, you know, feeling welcomed, or, you know, what have you, you know, to be more energetic in our household. But yeah, it's kind of both.
And are y'all looking to bring the third wife like into the home, like to live with y'all?
I mean, if it happens that way, yeah. Yeah.
Do you believe it's easier to have everybody under one household or separate household?
For me, I'm a protector, and so like if someone lives 1,000 and something miles away, there's no way I can get to her. There's no way I can be who I need to be for her while she's so far away. You know, and like, you know, we own property. So at the end of the day, I'll just build you a house if you want to, you know, on our stuff. So, you know.
I was ready to go on the land and build a house. I was ready.
Come on, man. Bring your family.
Oh yeah, I'm not bringing them.
You'll escape, right?
I'm going out there because I'm building me a house out there. It's gonna be called the porterhouse.
Yeah, we do. Like I said, we do the same house because of, you know, was more economical feasible for our vision. I believe without a vision, you have no direction. Without direction, you have no purpose. And so, anybody I talk to, I have to share with them the vision. I don't care how good you look. I don't care how beautiful you are. I don't care how much you can twerk. I don't care how much money you got. If we're on different planes, if we're on different visions, we're not going to mesh. Because I don't want you to come in and lose yourself. And I don't want you to forget who you are by doing something that's not who you are. You see what I'm saying? And so that's very, very important to share the vision, that they recognize the vision, understand the vision, and whoever and how they are to contribute to the vision, and how can we help them on their journey as well. Because I'm not in the business of collecting people. You see what I'm saying? I'm on the business of growing and really building. Because that's what
said it again.
You know, I'm not on the business of collecting people. That's not what I do.
He gonna say it again.
Hey, because they need to hear that. They need to hear that because the mindset.
I'm like, okay, this makes me a lot more curious about Jasmine and Kiana now, because can y'all tell me what y'all love about Bruce the most? Somebody said they love a good how you met story. I'm a woman too. I love all the feels. Tell me what
that one was good. I wanted to catch that. I bet.
Which one you want them to answer first? What they love about me? Oh.
How y'all met and what they love about you.
Oh, okay.
We met in high school, so we're high school sweethearts. We were established back in '98. And we basically just talked about our whole life and what we were going to do. And we actually did that. Like everything we talked about, we fulfilled everything. So us being together was a forever thing. You know, we always wrote affirmations, even then, like forever, always. You know, it was always going to be me and him. So being cute, you know. So it was always, that's my baby, you know. So I never felt like I needed to have nobody else, and nobody else could touch the capacity that he has for the love for me, but him. You know, nobody, like nobody. So what I really love about him is the fact that he's so open to compassion and loving people, like over and beyond. Like his heart is just like a heart of gold. And sometimes, you know, it can get him in trouble because it's like sometimes to me, he could be too open. And, you know, people kind of take advantage, and I don't like that.
They try to take advantage.
Well, yeah, they try. But
I agree with
you. Always, you know, express, you know, how I feel about certain things, especially when it comes to that, because I don't want nobody taking advantage of him or trying to do that, because he means well, and his heart is, like I said, his heart is big. So.
Well, thank you. For real. I didn't know what you was gonna say. Thank you.
I agree with her about the take advantage. You be a little too nice sometimes.
Yeah, I am. I am very.
Man. We're gonna stop.
Hey,
we're not gonna talk about that right now.
I live by the creed. I give you enough rope to hang yourself. Cause trust me,
I do the same thing.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah. That's why I said I give you enough rope to either climb up or hang yourself. You're gonna show me eventually.
Yep.
But Jasmine, same question. How did you guys meet, and what do you love about Bruce?
We met online years ago. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say we met. So what happened was we was on this app, And I took the app down from my phone, and then I went back on there and I had some messages, and it was from their profile, and I reached out, but it was Kiana's number. So me and Kiana started talking, and she was like, I want to bring my husband in. And then that's when I started talking to him. So, and that's how that happened. And from there, you know, we had our little conversations or whatever. And then, you know, I got dumped for like 2 weeks. And then
2 weeks.
Let that know.
They asked how we met. I'm gonna tell the whole story. I mean, I did let it go, but I'm going to
Hey, Alex, hit the censor button real quick.
And, you know, he calls me up because, you know, at that time he was talking to me and another person. And he calls me up because, you know, obviously he's saying I was a better fit. And anyways, because I ain't gonna hurt my little feelings with her because I knew me and him were supposed to be together. I knew by our conversation, how we talked, we were supposed to be together. And when he had Kiana do his dirty work for him to break up with me, you know, for that second, you know, he came back as a true man and asked me, I'm sorry, and apologized and said, can we start all over? And I said, hell yeah. You know, I ain't even have to. Did you have to wait? No, it was a quick answer. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then we started talking from there.
You said it was you done playing? You done playing?
Right.
He didn't even have to text me. He asked me. I said, hell no, I talked to him. Yes. And you know,
I say with my chest.
yeah.
I support the 2 weeks. I support
And
2 weeks. That's the love,
you know,
love line.
right. You know, he already know I'm gonna tell the whole story, baby. I ain't gonna miss a beat.
Ain't got nothing to hide.
This our story. How it is. But no, for real though, like I told him, I said it did hurt my feelings, you know, when you broke off things because, like I said,
They said how we met and what you like about me. She laughed out like this. She want to talk about this operation. You play.
But yeah, and
Y'all sure y'all want to get in this?
But at the end of the day, 5 years later, we're still here, 2 kids afterwards, and we're strong, and that's all that matters. Yes, it was a lot of work, but this my road dog. You know, I'm his road. Like, this is what it is. This is our type of relationship. Like, he get on my nerves, I get on his nerves.
You don't get on my nerves, baby.
Why you fucking laugh? I mean, I'm sorry, we don't laugh. Why y'all laughing? We do get
I'm
on
about to call y'all right after this one. Be like, boy, you.
But yeah, what I like about him from day one, I like how he would match your energy. If he feel like he can feel you. And that's why I'm an empath just like he is. So I think that's why our conversation was good. It's like when we talk, we knew each other. We knew. And when we're not together, it'd be like that energy be gone. I'll be like, I can't do nothing. So I like that. I like how his energy is. And it feel real. Like you could feel it. This how he is, that's how he is in person. There's no different, there's no in between. This is Bruce, that's how he is. He will be straightforward, or he will gently be like, baby, I don't think you should, like he'll tell your ass and still check you and still be like, I love you all in the same breath, you know. And that's what I like about him. He will be straightforward and tell how it is. So that's what I like about him.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
I ain't worried about everybody else. Y'all gonna be at Polypalooza?
Nah, sorry.
Why?
Nah, I'm sorry. We got prior engagements.
Fine.
Yo, okay, so I got 2 questions. I got 2 questions. 2 questions I want to touch on. Like, because you talked about doing family meetings, right? I think that's very important. At the end of the day, this is what we're going to come together and make sure we still have the same understanding and purpose that, you know, the overall goal. But I want to touch on that, and I also want to touch on when we spoke last time about the system. I want you to break down the importance of the system too as well. And the reason I want to ask these questions because I think when it comes to close dynamics, those are very important because some people come into this relationship thinking that it's just gonna find its flow. When really at the end of the day, I support organic, but if we ain't working on kind of adjusting how this flow is gonna actually happen, it could be a mess. You know, and you see that a lot. That's why, you know, we don't know how to approach these situations, and then we're so far off that when we should have handled it doing the family meetings, by the time we try, other people are elsewhere. We're self-sabotaging our relationships. Yeah. You know, especially in poly. So kind of break down like how you came across how important the family meetings are, and then talk about your system and how important the systems are in your family.
Family meetings is very, very important. We include our kids in every decision that we make. Our children are part of the decision making because we train them and we raise them in a way that we trust their decision making. And so, you know, so we'll sit down and we'll have a conversation. You know, even down to our babies, like we understand the gifts that our babies have. And if our babies kind of like don't rock with you, don't like you, we're not gonna fool with you. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how we really are. Like we're really close like that. And we're very open with each other. And so when you have your family meetings, it's very, very important. Number one, understand that it's a safe place. Understand it's a judgment-free place. So that if there's situations that arise or there's things that you might have problems with, then it's okay to talk about it. Because one thing we don't want is for you to hold on to it and then you allow those negative seed thoughts to now manifest and grow root. And then it starts to get out of control. You know, you start seeing things or hallucinating, seeing things that's not really there because you had a seed thought versus communicating and asking the tough questions to get clarity and understanding with. You know, so that's very, very important. You know, so family time is great. You know, we not just family meetings, but we have family movie night. We have, you know, family dinners. We have all that. And these are scheduled times that we make sure that we do this because it's very, very important to build that, you know, for the sake of the overall, you know, direction of the house. Systems is very, very important. I would say this. It's like, I understand the organic to an extent, but I would explain this from this perspective. If I was a business owner, and when I mean a business, I mean like building a business with departments and a lot of people that you need to work for. If I'm the owner and the CEO, I'm looking for the right people to be leaders into my company, right? That there eventually will be leading other people. And so they have to connect to the vision and the overall direction of where that company is going. And so it's the same thing in our family. You know, as the man that built it and founded Taylor Family, as the founder of the house, these are my CEOs and CFOs and COOs that according to their gifting and their ability, that's who they are. And so when anybody else come in, because we have a dynamic where is that we don't have to bring people in that have to be intimate with me. If you're looking for a covering, if you're looking for a protector, if you're looking for that, that's fine. You can come in. You see what I'm saying? And we can still build that way too. So it's not always have to be sexual. But also we look and find out what are your gifts, what are the things that you have, what is the qualities that you have and who you will be able to be partnered up with so that they can help you on that journey. You see what I'm saying? Yes. And so that's very important. Now a system is just like a car. You know, without a system, whatever you're building is not going to work. Think about McDonald's when they first came out. They came out with the burger system. It was the best system it was, and they got things out, and it was very productive because they built the system. A car has systems. Your body has 12 systems. Some say 11, 12, whatever. But your body has systems, and if you don't have the system, your body's going to shut down. It's going to malfunction. And so everybody has to know their place in the system, and there's no big eyes, little U's in the system. It's a us in the system. Your engine is big, but without those small nuts and bolts, the engine is nothing without the system, without those parts. And so everybody plays a role in this system to fulfill the overall part. The ancient word for one is a kod, which means unity. So think about that. When we talk about one, you're talking about a unit. Your house or your apartment is one apartment with many different apartments around it, but it's one apartment consists of many people inside that apartment. You see what I'm saying? And so when you're building, You have to keep that in mind, that you have this family that's working together. It's an ecosystem. You have to feed it. It has to be self-sustaining. It has to be self-sufficient, and it has to work. It has to be well-oiled, and it has to produce. Anything that doesn't produce has to go. You have to get rid of it. Because if it doesn't produce, then what's the purpose? What's the purpose of any dynamic without production? When you go into a fruit store, or you go into your supermarket, your Walmart, you have a produce section, which has fruit. Fruit is your produce. It's what you produce. It's tangible. And so I don't teach anything and I don't share anything outside of what I produce in my family. Here's my tangible fruit. You see what I'm saying? Here's my evidence of why my dynamic is the way it is. You could talk to my wives outside of me. There's people that coach their wives. I don't do that. Talk to them. Have a conversation with them.
I got 3 questions, right?
Oh, go ahead.
First, I'm gonna ask these 2 questions. These 2 questions, I should just bring Rob on. Rob asked. He wrote Q. What qualities in Jasmine let you know she was the woman to join your family? That is actually a really good. That's a very good question.
That's for you.
Oh, can you repeat it again? I'm sorry.
What qualities in Jasmine let you know she was the woman to join your family?
That is a good question. I think for her and I, that we communicated. That communication was real big, because when our first attempt to do poly, me and her really didn't communicate. So that was something that I really prayed for. So I kept, talking to the Most High. I said, okay, if this is something that we're gonna do, I was like, I really want to have some type of relationship, like an actual relationship with her, and not be, something just made up and fake. Like I want a real type of relationship, and so that was real big for me when she came, and how we connected on that level. And we're both Libras too, so I think that was another thing too that made it even better. That we were the same zodiac sign too, but just her willingness to learn and be there, and me do the same for her too. I think that was also a major key too.
Definitely. No, right. Robert, another question. Do you see Jasmine often? Did you see Jasmine often in the beginning, or was it mostly phone until she moved in?
It was just it was phone.
It was what?
Yeah. I mean, it was a little different, like, cause how we was together. It was, we talked for like 2 months on the phone, FaceTime. Yeah. I was FaceTiming him, and I see her, and we'll talk, like, and then pop, here I go.
It was one meeting.
Yeah.
When you know, I don't waste time. We don't waste time.
Yeah.
When you know.
They came to Chicago.
I hold it down. Shay, you got a question? Yeah. I got a question. I got one question. My question is this: knowing you guys can go an open route and see other people, why do you prefer to have it closed in the way you have it right now?
What you mean, like polygyny, or
like? Yeah, like what? Because of course, everybody has their option. But why do you guys choose to remain closed? Like we're polyfidelity. I was going pretty well. I think you have one question.
My God.
Why would you prefer to stay closed? Like it's just us, and this is how we maneuver.
That's just me. Me being the founder of the house, that's just my preference. If they want to date outside of me, they can, but not with me, because that's not what I do. So I mean, that's just be honest. I don't have no sugarcoat thing to tell you. I mean, that's just a man is a master builder. I'm the master builder of my house and my dynamic, and this is the dynamic that I choose. And I meet people, and I bring people in to meet that dynamic. If you don't meet, that's fine. You can do what you need to do, but yeah.
I just think it's gonna cause too much confusion to, like, us as women. We are intimate when we talk to you. That's intimacy. Yeah. So it's like we entertain another man outside of him. That's gonna cause confusion. That's not. Yeah. That's gonna. You're gonna be sitting there and you're gonna be like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, you only have one man you need to listen to If you know, you know, this is your man. Like, you leave your father's house to go be with your man. Like, it's too much. But we not knocking nobody else dynamic. That's what y'all do. Yeah. We just don't do it.
So would y'all say that your husband shows up in a way where he doesn't leave room for another man?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I call him, despite, yes, he have another relationship with Kiana, but if I need him and it's like, baby, I gotta go. Like, that's the piece of understanding. You have to be understanding in this relationship. Baby, I'll make it up to you. It ain't like we live in different states. We stay in the same house. So if something happened and we need him, he coming.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for Bruce. But it's really more for the audience. We talk all the time. What would you say the biggest distinguishing difference between the building process in a polygynous relationship as opposed to loving in a polyamorous way? So like the building in polygyny versus the love style in polyamory just in general.
To be honest, that's out of my scope of practice because I don't practice polyamory, so I can't even speak on it. But with polygyny, it's all about the foundation. You know, me and Kiana, we got 20 years in, you know, and so it was healthy for Jasmine to see that, you know, for her to come in and add to it and to build, you know, and to be a part of that. So with polyamory, I don't know. I can't answer that.
Okay. Yeah. So you just so it sounds like the what Jasmine got to see was the fruit of the building over the course of the 20 years.
Yeah.
And then the other side of things, you said it's not something you can speak on because you don't see it.
I think she also got to see the wholesomeness that we have as a family too, because maybe she was missing that in her own family, her personal family. So when we got together, now we're all family. Now we all can intertwine with each other and make each other better. So that's a big one too.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to do this, have a foundation and know who you are and stand on who you are. I don't feel like when you're entertaining multiple people, it may work for y'all, but it won't work for me because I know how I am. I'm very territorial. So it's not going to work for me. Maybe it'll work for other people, but for this dynamic in this household, we flow. We do what we do.
And I mean, I care about people too much. Like I have a love for humanity. And so I would never bring somebody into this dynamic and knowing that it's messed up. I don't bring nobody in to try to fix my house. I don't bring nobody in to try to add to our finances. We hold it down with or without you. And so at the end of the day, we're adding to. You're being a part of something great. We're being a part of something great with you. It's not what you can do for us, but it's also what we can do for you.
Yeah, exchange.
Yeah, it's an exchange.
We give and you supposed to give. It's supposed to be an equal type of thing. You're supposed to add what's already great. You're supposed to add greatness to that.
And we make sure that you feel that.
And not to knock anything, right? Not to knock anything. When we speak about maybe the differences, it's gonna be that family aspect, because sometimes in polyamory, what you will find is where they're not as invested into the whole family, just the individual. I'm getting the relationship with you. I don't need the relationship with your children or anything outside of that. And that's found in polyamory. When you speak of polygyny, you're getting spouses. This is what we're doing, and we're doing a development of a relationship in a family structure together. I do want to sit there and say that. But somebody else wants to join the live, Rob. I'll bring you back on if you got some more to answer. Yeah, that was a fire question.
I'll put some more in there.
Yeah, you asked 5 questions too, Shay.
So
you got a question?
I got a question for Shay.
Yeah, okay, ask.
I hate Shay.
Okay, so my question for Shay is, what exactly is your dynamic? Like, what are you in any type of relationship as of right now, or?
I am not. I am poly-explorative, so I'm open to dating both monogamous and polyam men. I just won't compromise character. It's about the man that I'm with, and that is it. So I don't mind if he is married with 1, 2 wives. But I won't.
Oh, I didn't know you just added me. I'm sorry. All right. So,
Are you good? You good now?
I'm very interested about this. So I have a friend. He tried to introduce me to that lifestyle.
Hold on, sweetie. Hold on for 1 second. Shay was finishing. Finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, love. It's okay.
Because I'm very interested.
So I don't know if I said that, but I'm
listening.
into dating both monogamous and polyam men. I just, like I said, won't compromise character. I'm big on who a man is as a person, but I will not date a swinger. I don't do. It's a sensitive thing for me. Like, I'm real sensitive in my body. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look,
You're saying you're like
I can't be dividing my pie, okay? Look.
right. So you're saying it's like you're nesting with somebody, but you still would date another person. That's what you're saying?
You know, I think I'm a little bit more monogamous to a polyam man is what I would be.
Okay.
That makes.
Okay.
Dope.
But we gotta welcome Princess. I want to make sure I said Princess Dimples. I had to go back to see the name.
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Hi, y'all.
How you doing?
So I'm very curious about all of this because I have a friend. He into this. He tried to introduce me to this, but this is my friend. But like, I've been to swinger parties before, Long Island house parties. It was really like, I don't know. Like, I want to try it, but certain girls is not fit for that. So I don't know how to, like, can y'all give me pointers? I just want to be in it, but I'm just saying, I just love that, but I don't want to.
I would say you find yourself, understand what you want to do, and then find yourself a great mentor that's in that's successful, that has tangible fruit.
Well, this
that
is the
you
only
talk to.
person I came across is my friend, but I already got in my stage like, fuck it, if your nigga gonna cheat on you, make sure you let your nigga know, like, why cheat on me? Baby, you supposed to come to me like, baby, like, she fine with it. I'm like, word, all right, you can hit that. But after you hit that, you go home at. Uber calling her name. She got to go home at. Already, so, I'm just holding that either way. Why cheat on you? Why cheat on me if you know you got a girl that with the shits and she don't like girls?
Right. Well, I mean, I think with this dynamic, it gets a stigma. It gets a negative stigma because number one,
a lot of work.
Yeah, I think it's not just the work, it's the things that we have to battle with, whether it's polyamory, whether it's polygyny, whether it's, whatever the dynamic is, it gets a negative stigma because they always relate this to cheating. And it's completely different. You see what I'm saying? It's ethical. It's completely different. And so I think that's the dilemma. It's getting people to really renew their mind to see this as something very healthy and something very positive, something that's very free.
That's got me very open and interested about all of this and more, but I didn't really go deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say, because I'm not in a dynamic. I'm a single woman, but I'm open to dating men who have multiple wives, right?
Yeah, me too. So it's like, it's kind of.
Let's say something very, okay? I'm not interested in a cheater. Okay, you communicate with me, you communicate with your woman. I like an honest man. That's a part of his character. I'm also not interested in swinging. I don't want to sleep with a lot of people. I don't want a partner that sleeps with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So there's a difference between swinging and polyam, right? Polyam lifestyle. So like you said, figure out what you want. And if you want to express
with that, I see all that. I wasn't with that. Like,
okay, and that's fine, but know that for yourself. And at any point in time, if you ever feel like, I want to explore my sexuality, look, I'm all for exploring your sexuality. Be with women, be with men, try what you want to try. Just know who you are and stand 10 toes down on that. And if at any time you like, look, this ain't what I'm trying to do, this is not what I'm about, then rock like that. You know what I'm saying?
My friend, he was like more like, even though that's my friend, he was like, don't talk to guys, just talk to females. That's it. It's only females, no guys, just females. I'm like,
you do what you want to do. I would do.
I'm like, cause he into all of this, so he like, I'm like, okay.
What do you want to do? What do you want? You gotta find out.
Experience. I'm just open and still observing and getting a drift of all of that.
So that's okay, and that's a good space to be in. I would say don't do anything that you don't want to do. Don't do anything that you're not comfortable with doing. And if you're curious, continue to join the lives and connect with women like me, connect with Jasmine, Kiana. Like, there are women in the community who are healthy, confident, beautiful, strong women who are making the decision to be happy with the partners that they have safely. Let me say that, safely. You ain't no, we out here wilding out.
Yeah, I just think because how it was introduced to you, it was more so
the wrong way, probably.
Yeah, it was a sexual way. It wasn't like a true actual dynamic.
I just went to a party. That's how it started off. A party in Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
DM me the address and I'm gonna go to the party and do some research.
Was it in Babylon? We're at the Long Island. I'm from New York, so
I don't know. I'm gonna DM her. I'm gonna DM you. Her Instagram is this girl because she promote the parties and he went through her. So I'm gonna DM the girl Instagram.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Now I would suggest do the research and see how you find the flow for you. What's gonna work for you. Okay. When you come into poly, it's a journey mainly for yourself, of how you see love, how you see relationships, how you see your family and everything you want for yourself. It's not doing it behind anybody else. You do it behind anybody else, you're going to find yourself in a position you're not going to like.
Right.
So be clear with what you want to do with your own choice. But yeah, I would say, follow the Taylor family, a great source of information. Make sure you follow she.
I've been watching your lives. So it's like, I'm like, should I get on this? I've just been observed before I just pop up.
You need to come on the date nights then. What are we doing? You need to come on the date night.
That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just get up on here today.
And I appreciate it. We need you on Tuesday. When you're ready to come in to look for somebody, you come in on Tuesday. We got the date night with Natasha.
Okay.
That's right. You got another question though, or you good?
No, I'm all right.
I appreciate you.
I know other people probably got some questions. I see mad people texting, and other people when I know other people got questions.
Yeah, facts. This couple of people gonna come on. I appreciate you joining us, man.
All right.
All right, take it easy. See ya.
Well, I got someone else. Yeah, that was she I need her on the dating show. We need to find love. Make sure y'all tap in Tuesday. That Are You Probably the One? I got somebody else joining us right now, brother. They got questions for y'all. What up, family?
What's up, man?
What's good with you?
I'm blessed, man. I'm trying to. I see two people on my shoulders. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, God?
Living. You know what I mean? This is Bruce of the Taylor family, man. You got any questions for him?
No, man, I just wanted to get some advice, cause like I'm 29 years old. I never in my damn life got down with it. And the only reason why I thought this was because my mom was very aggressive and my father was very passive. So anytime my mom knew my dad couldn't physically, beat. So my mama would do this mental shit. And my dad would just hit my mom with I'll be back. I'm about to leave. And he'll stay gone for 3 days. And one day he just never came back, cuz. So what I'm hearing, I'm not knocking what y'all got going, cuz. But man, I grew up in a hard part of Tennessee. And I know what it takes to actually design a family. It's a lot of people ask a lot of women. I'm gonna start with women because more women are more emotional than we are, than men. Yeah. People are chasing love in the wrong ways, cuz like people are running, chasing somebody that don't even love them back. It doesn't have their best interest, and that's spiritually. But a lot of people are so used to doing it because they seen other people in their past, like family history, mom and dad doing this shit. It ain't nothing but a Jezebel spirit, dog. The only way that you would know what you love and what you need within yourself is if you chase God. Because tomorrow your life may require it. Your life may be put on the table and you may just take your last breath, cuz. So I tell women all the time, stop chasing or trying to deteriorate or figure out what you need instead of what you want instead of what you need. If you see a nigga that he's sexy, okay. if it's a man, he see another man. I'm not knocking you because, like I said, I don't judge people. But stick to what you want within yourself. Don't be confused because doing that, all you doing is fucking up your kid's life. I can't have two women on my side and I pay all the bills in this bitch. And then my little daughters, my twin daughters, and my oldest daughter, my son, come back and say, "Mama," and I'm like, "Which one, Mama? One or two?" That's confusing the child. You got to think about the generational and endorsements that's coming onto your life. So
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So I hear God, I hear all this, right?
I ain't a spiritual nigga. I just know right from wrong now. I'm just calling it out like that.
Right and wrong is a perspective.
Indeed.
It's all about perspective and it's all about your environment, right? So what you may say is right, I may say is wrong, but are we both right or wrong? No, it don't matter. It's about a perspective. The bigger piece is at the end of the day is that you do what you feel is necessary and not to speak on what anybody else do. That's their life. You can't tell somebody what to do or what not to do because at the end of the day, everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own direction. And it's not my path and direction for their life to tell them what they need to do.
Indeed,
it's something that they have to divinely tap into. So at the end of the day, with my family, calling mom one and mom two is not confusing because a child will be trained up in the way that environment is. And so at the end of the day, it might be confusing for you because you have no understanding about it, but it's not confusing for us.
Okay, that's your opinion, but I just
no, that's my fact. That's my fact.
Listen,
you can't speak on something that you have no fruit of.
Fruit, man, that's in Proverbs, dog. I'm gonna tell you something about fruit. I have a daughter. My daughter, I'm gonna have a
real quick.
I have a
do you look? This is not a platform to be preaching.
I'm not preaching, dog.
Right.
You
so
talking about me preaching?
My point is, listen to what I'm saying. My point is, do you have a question? You was brought on to have a question.
Question, yeah.
Do you have if you don't have a question, then we move on.
All right, indeed. I see where you're coming. I understand your.
You gotta respect Alex's platform, brother.
Hey, you got another subject. That's Alex. I didn't say nothing to him. I can hit him up one by one.
I said respect the platform.
He wants to ask the question, brother. You have the question?
I got a question. What do you get out of monogamous relationships or multiple women? What do you get out of it?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Monogamous relationships.
You mean non-monogamous relationship?
Yeah. What do you get out of it?
What do you mean what you got out of it? What is the question that you're insinuating?
I just asked. You couldn't answer, so I'm gonna leave it alone now. I got to.
I couldn't. All right, brother. Good night, brother.
Peace and love, brother.
Blessing.
I didn't understand that question either. I don't know. I was trying to figure where he was going with it.
Hey, wisdom says when you argue with a fool, you both look foolish. So at the end of the day, we got to get to the point.
Someone asked, would close dynamic work if one wife is bi and the other is straight? Yeah, any dynamic could work with it. The people actually being honest and transparent at the end of the day. It's just that yo, brother, I'm yeah. Oh wait, we got a few more questions. Someone said, what was it like on the journey to find Jasmine and dealing with the failed attempts? Do you guys have any advice for couples actively searching that keep giving and giving, but things don't plan out well? Will plan out or go the way they go?
It really depends on how your dynamic is set up and what are you and your partner actually discussing and what is the end result? What is the purpose of it? And so when you have a purpose of something, then that's make you go out and find that. And so you're going to be finding people that's like-minded or people that's going to fit the direction and overall place of where you're trying to get to. And so that's very, very important because if you're out there just feeling your way, you're going to come and you're going to bump your head so many times. You have to have a plan. You have to, have, a direction in life on what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish and make sure that you meet those people or that person that's in your life to help you along that way or help them along that way.
Facts. That's big facts.
For the women. what advice would you give women that are in the position that you ladies in when Jasmine first came along? So being the woman that was coming in and then being the wife that was already there. Like, what advice would you give women in both of your positions?
You took my question. I was gonna ask that.
Can y'all see me? Okay.
Yeah.
I think what I would say is be patient with each other, because there's a lot that you're going to go through being in poly, and in a polygamous relationship, I should say, and it's very spiritual. So it's not like something you can just fake it till you make it type thing. You can't fake this. Like, it has to be like real within yourself. So I would say just be patient with yourself, patient with the other woman or women that come in. And it's just, have that love and compassion, just to know that this is our family, this is what we're doing, and, be happy with what you have and be content.
Coming in, my advice would be more so that woman needs to know exactly what she wants. Like, she have to know herself as well. You can't come in, not saying that don't nobody have baggage, but you have to be willing to work through your baggage and have your partner have to be patient as well with you. It takes a lot of patience. A lot of patience. You have to have a lot of patience, and you have to be strong-willed, because in this type of dynamic, there's no room for no weakness. You have to be strong-willed, and I think women who are in a polygamy or poly, whatever, I don't know the terms like that, but whatever dynamic you are in, we are strong women. Like, this is not for the weak. You will not last.
At all.
You will be pinpointed out, especially if you try to fake it. It's not going to work out. Just like I said, make sure you have your head on straight, and especially when you're picking your family, you need to know, do they have fruit? What do you see? How do he treat the other woman, right, or woman? If you the first, second, third, I don't know. How he's treating the kids. Do you have kids? How is he treating your kids? Is he concerned? Like, all of these are a lot of things that I look for, and maybe y'all should too. Just overall, just the foundation, how everything is a strong point. If you see a crack in the foundation and you're a person looking on the outside, then you already know it's going to be problems. You might want to red flag, step back. So, but yeah, just be patient, and make sure you're confident in who you are.
Facts.
Thank you. And I want to say this because that really made me feel validated, Jasmine, just because I've grown enough in myself to know that when I'm looking at the character of a man, I do look at his relationships around him and how he shows up in those relationships. So in my dating journey right now, like, if I'm interested in a man and he has a wife, and I am going to look to see the way he handles things with his wife. Is he patient with her? Is he kind? Is he loving? Is he considerate? Is he addressing the issues that they have? Is he listening, right? Is he listening to understand, not just to respond and be heard? So the fact that you acknowledge that, yeah, like, I'm going to look at the way this man treats the other women in his life, and that's going to show up for me. So I think I didn't want that to go over anybody's head for the women out there who are curious about the lifestyle and how you probably should be vetting in the dating experience. Look at the way this man, the women that he's already with. So, go ahead and sprinkle a little on that right.
So, to wrap that up, what you said, also, you have men that is out there, and you have women that's dating these men, and sometimes a man, I'm not going to say be incomplete, but you could probably help that man see another different perspective outside of that man. And it's okay. And if he's willing to hear your perspective and you're willing to hear his perspective, that's how you can come together and be one. So it's all about each other. You have to listen And I guess that goes back to communication.
Facts. I think that those were some dope ass. Yeah, I love what y'all dropped on that. Also, I gotta ask Bruce too. The same thing. First of all, let me go back. I don't know what the hell this man. What do we as men get out of having multiple women? It's just love. It's just how we're choosing to love and have our relationships. Kind of really touch on it because I was confused. I have 2 women. I'm more sure he did not know that because he didn't see me standing with both my women. So it was just a confusing situation.
It was deeper than that. It was deeper than that.
It was deeper, but it's like, it's going on my motherfucking head.
Yeah.
It's on both heads, I guess. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think people don't understand men being the hinge, or just being the hinge, just keep it gender neutral. Being the hinge in any type of relationship, you get put in a position of handling everything on a consistent basis. You really get no breaks in the situation. You have to put the majority of the effort in, bring the balance, keep the peace, keep the happiness within the home, and be understanding and patient with everybody within that household. And there may be weeks to even months that you don't get a break for yourself. So I hate when people sit there and say, oh, they see the man with multiple individuals, and what do you get out of it? Stresses. You want my fucking stress? You want what the fuck we want? What the fuck you want? Shit, we know where the fuck you at, and you ain't where the fuck I'm at. That's what you get. That's the fuck you get. I just had to kind of tap in on that.
Nah, but yo, it's good. It's good. It's all good.
At the end of the day, these stresses come out to be good.
Yeah, they become good. They're good. They're good. But still, it's like, what the fuck we talking about?
I would just address the elephant in the room. People mistake my meekness for weakness. See, just people think, there's a whole thing on alpha man and all that. So people think you got to be rah rah. I allow my wife speak. I trust them. I love them, and I believe in their ability. And so they have the power to speak. If they're queens, right? That means what? They're a female form of a king. And so they have the ability. And that's the problem. When I find people and I look for people or we bring people in the house, these are leaders. There's no one that's servants. You see what I'm saying? They're all leaders. And so at the end of the day, I think that when people look at me and I'm meek and I'm humble, they look at me as far as I'm weak. And meekness is nothing but strength under control. I have the ability to chop your head off, but I choose not to.
I thought you was. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, man, this nigga real quick. Just do the shit real quick.
It is what it is.
So I'm gonna leave it to the last question to Rob. He wrote, Bruce, speak on what young man should do to prepare to be a husband to multiple wives, research, mentors, etc.
Number one is, if for those who look at things biblically, those who look at things as a spiritual, I would say this. Number one, understand who you are. Understand your vision. And when you're bringing people, when you're trying to bring someone in, whether it's even monogamy at first, you got to have a plan. Because if a woman is a helper, that doesn't mean that she's a servant or a slave to you. That means that the Most High has gifted her with the ability, you see what I'm saying, to help you be who you need to be. But the key is you have to know who you are. If you don't know who you are, you don't have no plan, you don't have no purpose, you're not putting your hands to the plow, you're not doing anything, then no matter if it's polygyny or polyamory, whatever, or it's monogamy, it's not going to work. A woman was going to get frustrated because a woman, this is why sometimes people say, well, woman's dominant, they take over. Because that's who they are naturally. They're naturally someone who, if they don't have a man who doesn't have vision, if they don't have a man next to them that says, you know what, I see your vision and I want to help with that. If you don't have that, then a woman naturally going to take over. They're going to naturally do that because it's all about survival. That's what it is. And at the end of the day, they want to survive because obviously, clearly, you're not doing the job. And so as a man, I just say that know who you are, deal with that, understand where you're going. And then once you have that, then you start finding those pieces or that piece, because don't overwork. I wouldn't be in this dynamic if I wasn't called to this. This is a lot of work. I'm called to this lifestyle. So that's a whole complete difference. I'm not some dude that's just trying it out or whatever. No, I'm called to this lifestyle. I teach cultural relationship lifestyle. And so at the end of the day, we have to know where we're going. And then whoever you're bringing with, understand their gifts, understand who they are so that they can help to where you're going, and you guys partners going there. You know, so that's the thing. You know, people look at this all the time, and if I wasn't who I was, I could get caught up in all the memes and all that. It looks good. It looks good on paper, but when you in this crap, it's gonna kick your ass, man. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're not ready for it.
I think people tend to forget they love to identify as poly, and then they instantly, the term is actually many, polyamory, polygamy, all those going to define what it is. But when you identify as poly, understand you're coming to many relationships, many loves, many situations and challenges that you're going to have to push through. You know what I mean? Many things that are going to change and alter the way you view things. It's you're finding yourself in many different ways. I'll put it like that. So when you say poly, understand what comes with poly. It's just not the sex. It's just not the multiple partners and you're just gonna find your flow with shit. No, it's gonna take a lot of work. A lot of work at the end of the day. And I love how you said you was called to this. I found myself in my situation. My shit did not start. And when I see myself going to another situation like that, it would all depend. I can't sit here and say my next relationship, if this one fails or anything, I'll be instantly in another poly relationship. Whatever is for me and meant for me will be me. Yeah. And now I'm not gonna play that out. I'll allow that to kind of flow. So I love how you stated on that.
Definitely.
So I do,
because you got to think about it. Your environment shapes your perception. Your perception shapes your character. And so it's all about character. It's about your name. When I say Taylor Family Empire, I say Taylor Family, it's about the character. You see what I'm saying? I will be damned if I go outside of my wives or my family and misrepresent them. And vice versa, because it's your character, it's your name. Your name, if you don't defend your name, if you don't hold weight, if you don't have honor and respect for your name, it's a dead end. You have to respect yourself.
Facts. Yeah, I appreciate y'all so much coming on here and dropping jewels. I got one question for Shay though. How do you feel about a close dynamic? I mean, you were solo polying it up in the beginning, like shit. I want to date the representative. I want consensual side pieces. I call it solo poly consensual side piece.
Leave Shay alone. She lit up in the middle. So
okay. First of all, I'm solo poly. Okay, I'm poly explorative, which is me navigating the poly world. Figuring out like, you know, what my flow is. I'm dating, I'm open. I think for safety precautions, just for me, something closed is a little bit more ideal, but I just don't want to give myself any, you know, I don't know what it's going to look like for me. So I just want to be open to experiencing and exploring, like, you know, what poly looks like. It could be me and one wife and a husband. It could be me, two wives and a husband. I don't know. You know, I'm just trying to speak greatness on my life. Okay, as long as we healthy.
I just wanted to put you in that position.
Okay. That's it. I have to. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? That you go there as your me. I'm big on just finding your way, whatever it is. I really do support your solo poly. If you're in a quad, triad, you know, polygynous or polyandrous, whatever it is, make sure it's just healthy and create those spaces where you communicate, have those family meetings, like Bruce said, create that system, have that flow, and have that understanding. If not, it's going to be chaotic at the end of the day. I want to thank y'all so much for coming on, brother. I know y'all got things going on. I know it was date night, and I cut in. I said 30 minutes. We ended up going for an hour.
I prepared them.
Hey, look.
It's all good.
Jasmine, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. He stayed on by choice. It's his fault.
It is. Now you playing.
But thank y'all so much. And anytime y'all need something, make sure y'all hit me. I don't know, Shay, you got some final words to say?
I want to thank the ladies because y'all came through for me tonight. Like I gotta hold it down with this man up here sometimes, okay? So and sharing the gems that y'all have, because I think that for women who are coming into the lifestyle, it's important for us to hear from women that are healthy, happy, whole women in good, healthy relationships. So we have something to look to. You know, the horror stories, they get real, y'all. They get real.
Mm-hmm.
Thank y'all.
You're welcome.
Thank y'all so much. But yeah, have a good one. Thank everybody
much love.
In.
All right.
Next Sunday, we back again. Tuesday night. For everybody that asks, when's the dating show? Tuesday night, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central. We're doing it 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Y'all come on the lineup. The few guests that are coming tomorrow about to make me go solo poly. God damn it! Nah, I'm playing. Look. It's gonna get nice. it's like, it's crazy because they be getting fun on there. I'm like, shit, I'd be telling them I'm hosting. I start shooting my shot. It's like, yo, no, I know, make sure you tap in with me and Natasha every Tuesday night. Make sure every Sunday you tap in with me and Shay. Hey, shout out my brother in the building. Shout out my brother for joining me too, Bruce. The family,
Appreciate
love you. Y'all already know I love y'all to death. So I really appreciate y'all joining us tonight, definitely. Yo, but I'll get with y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace out.
Peace.